I have unmuted you and yeah.
Should I begin?
Yes, yes, please begin. Begin.
All right, my dear students and the faculties in the college, thanks for setting it up. Special thanks goes to um, the alumni, my colleague Vikram, Divya, and the professors back in the college. And I really thank students to being part of this session and giving their time to listen to me. All right. So in this session, we're going to be briefly talking about campus to corporate transition. Now, this is so important for the fact that we spend about 15, 20 years in schools and college and finishing our academics, then jump right into the competition where everybody's in the race and everybody wants to win the race. Nobody wants to stay back, right? So I'm going to give you some tip. Rather, I'm going to give you a model, or in other words, mantra that will guarantee you that if you can follow this, success, be it your career, in your campus, or in your personal life, you can see it happening right in front of your eyes. What I mean by that is everybody is unique and everybody is talented. I always say that everybody is talented if only one could recognize. If you got the talent, you got to show it. The person who's with you will have to recognize it. If you show it and there's no recognition, no use. Or if you don't show it, people won't recognize it. So I assure you, everybody in this room or everybody in this webinar is uniquely talented and very, very unique in terms of personality. So this campus to corporate transition, the model that I'm going to present to you today is keep it up. All right, very simple. It's keep it up, which means KEEP, IT, and UP. All right. Now, a lot of us think why this is so important. As I mentioned, 15, 20 years of your hard work will control or will shape rest of your life. For example, am I audible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Great. So this is so important. As I said, for example, we spend 20 max of 25 years, and that will shape rest of your life, because this is the time, this 15, 20 years, you're going to put your brain, heart, and mind into your academics. What I mean by that is you will train yourself how to make decisions, how to handle situations, and how to be ahead in the competitive world. All right. Now, there are several ingredients we should have to achieve all that: quality sound decision making, a good quality life, and getting ahead in the competition. Those ingredients are knowledge, education, experience, and passion. This is what it makes for KEEP, KEEP. Now, this is, if you look at it, all of these are you're training yourself within, right? If you have a knowledge, people cannot see. If you're educated, people cannot see. If you have the experience, people cannot see. If you have a passion, it's all within you. Now, how do you put it out? To put that out, you need to have something called as IT, intellectual talent. Now, when you put that out, that is when people will recognize you, that you are a unique person. There could be thousands and lakhs of people where you are, in your city, in your college, in your job, where you're going to work. but you have to stand out. So that's what, when you put this, keep it, then you're going to be UP, unique person. Now let's go through one by one what I mean by
First slide. You're in the
each.
first slide.
Now let's look at the first slide. What you are seeing is knowledge, right? In today's world, we've been thinking we all need only roti, kapda, makan. What I mean by that is food, clothes, and shelter. Now that was the need hundreds and some years ago, 200 years ago. But now the fourth thing we need to add is knowledge. Now this is what makes you so powerful. If you've got a knowledge, and world will look up to you. If you have a knowledge, world will listen to you. If you have the knowledge, world, you're going to be the change maker, right? We need a lot of change agents in the present world. Take an example, Albert Einstein, right? He was not appreciated only because he's a scientist. He was appreciated widely across the world for the depth of knowledge he brought out and showed it to the world, right? That's what I call it. Knowledge is power, right? Now let's also look at knowledge in a different angle. It can also be a kingmaker. Kingmaker, I mean, you would have heard a lot of times, and somebody who will stay behind the screen but does a lot of work. Now this is what knowledge is, all right? Those who are into reading, those who are into observing, those who are into studying will acquire knowledge. Now, when we think of addiction, the word addiction would give you a negative connotation in your mind. Addiction would mean getting into bad habits, drugs, alcohol, etc. Now, addiction for learning is so widely well regarded. It is no longer a negative word. So it is always good that you see, if you have a knowledge, what I earlier said is you can influence, right? You can influence others, you can convince others because you have the knowledge. Similarly, for all the advancements that you see in today's world, it's not by one person, right? Somebody has developed something and has passed on the knowledge. Somebody has developed something else and has passed on the knowledge. So when we look at the evaluation of computer, a computer was first built a home size, like it was the size of a room. Then we slowly brought it down. It was all by different people's knowledge sharing. So all the advancements that you see today is because people had knowledge and they passed it on. So therefore I call it, knowledge is the mother of all sort of advancements that we see. Let's also quickly look at the education. Now,
Yeah, correct.
now
Education.
many people would ask me, what is the difference between the education and the knowledge? Well, it is a question. I agree that chicken first or egg first. I know it's very difficult to say what gives you what, whether education gives you knowledge or knowledge gives you education. Now let's leave that debate aside. We all agree that knowledge will give you facts, what is on the ground, what is there. The education will give you a profound quality thinking on the knowledge. Let's say, for example, you see a cloud. Then as per your knowledge, it's going to rain, correct? Having an education, you think further. Okay, I need to get home faster, or I need to take care of my the things that are drying outside. Could be clothes, could be the vegetables, or you need to take care of your fields in the village. So education gives you a forward thinking ability, or in other words, quality thinking and decision making for what you've acquired. Right? Education will also uphold your vision and values. Now, many times we think education is only on the paper, it's on the degrees and numbers. I know I'm not neglecting that it is important. It is definitely important when you actually go into interviews and stuff. But remember, education is far beyond what we see in the classroom itself. For example, education gives you a sense of what is right, what is wrong, which you cannot decide always based on just the knowledge, right? Because you need to go much beyond the knowledge. It also gives you a sense of what is good and bad. What approach do I take, right? So this is what the education does, if at all you have education. Now education is also a way for you to discover yourself. If you have an education, you know your capabilities. You know what you need to do. Should I go into commerce? Should I go into doctor? Should I go into something else? Should I go into social studies? Right? So you will discover yourself. Now this is extremely important, right? Um, I know that people value for your knowledge. The way you value yourself is education, and world will value only those who will value themselves. Now, understanding knowledge and education, the next very foremost important is the experience. I'm going to move into the next slide.
Yeah.
So experience is the best teacher. Ask anybody, what you learn from your experience is the best learning. Therefore, it is highly recommended. Knowledge might come from the books, the experience comes from your own action. So it is very important, whatever that you acquire knowledge, whatever that you learn through your educational academics, put that into application, put that into a practice, put that into an action, right? Now this will also give you an opportunity to experiment. Okay, this is working, this is not working, right? For example, I would like to give my own example. I am a journalism graduate, and I wanted to take that journalism because I was so poor in my language, the way I communicate, in my knowledge about the current affairs around me. And also, I wanted to do something different amongst my friends. Most of my friends wanted to do something else, and I wanted to do this. What I found out, journalism in the classroom is different, and journalism on the field is so different. I discovered that when I went into my internship in one of the channels here, one of the print media here, a local print media. So when I went there, I noticed how editors work, how printers work, how paper boys deliver paper. It was a whole lot of learning experience. I don't think I would have got my 90%. I would have valued my 90% marks only because of my experience. If not, I would remain in the book. So we need to step out of the book and try and experiment our ideas. So experience is that. Experience is also so personal that people cannot purchase. What I mean by that is, it is not that experience is personal that you don't share it. Experience is for you to share so that you don't get stuck. You will have to get ahead in the market with confidence. Now, another thing about experience is that it will fill you with confidence. It will fill you with confidence so much. Sometimes experienced man speaks louder than the person who has knowledge, right? It's like just like you speak your experience because you are speaking what is practical. So therefore, in order to get ahead in the market, this competitive market, you need to have an experience, which you need to put it out to the table, put it out to your interviewers, put it out to your boss, put it out to your professor, right? It is very, very important. Like I was mentioning, experience is so personal. It cannot be purchased for the fact that what you experience is very personal to you. When I do the same job, I will have a different learning experience because my learning capability is different. Your learning capability is different. So it is very, very important you enjoy that every bit of experience. Today you're in the campus. Enjoy that. Take that liberty. Walk up to your management, people, professors. Get as much as knowledge out of them because they are knowledgeable people. Probably you may not get that liberty. Probably you may not get that time. Probably you may not be around. It's very important. Get the best out of the people around you and get the best experience for whatever that you're doing. Now we completed KEE, knowledge, education, and experience. When I look at the next slide, this is the foremost important. Now, if you have the passion, you will have everything running. Just like if you have the power in your mobile, you can do wonders in the world. You can help anybody, you can help yourself, and also you can do magic. So what it is it is an emotion that will take you throughout your journey. Otherwise, what will happen is it's very easy that you get lost. It's very easy that you get carried away with something else because there are a lot of things that can stop you and that can change you. What you need to have always is your passion burning in your belly. That is the fuel that you need to always carry and keep filling it, keep filling the passion so that you march forward. Now, passion, many people say you can acquire knowledge, you can acquire education, you can also acquire experience. That's why you see a lot of people done well, got a good job, got a nice family, got a car, have done well, have earned well, but there is something missing in them. They are not happy with. That is because the passion will always give you the purpose why you're doing all this. If you do not have an answer why, sit down and think. Figure out what is the purpose. Where are you heading? What am I going to do? Is my passion on the right direction, or am I doing it because world is doing so? Now, this is very, very important. Just sit back and think through. You will figure out for all of the reasons what is the purpose. Now, if you think you manage to get some 30, 40, 60, 80% of at least keep, you are much ahead in the race of this competition. Now, all of these will strengthen you from within. As I said earlier, keep will strengthen you from within. Once you make yourself internally strong, you're ready to face anything in the world. Any boss, any interviewer, any challenge, anybody for that matter. Now, how do we bring this, keep the strength within you out of yourself? Well, world believes in marketing. What I mean by that is you need to show it. There is a saying in English, only the crying baby gets milk. If the baby is not crying, mother will think that baby is sleeping, so no milk. So you got to make that noise. What I mean by that is you need to put your strength out in the world by presenting your intellectuality. That is I. Friends, no, this is a pretty advanced or this is pretty high level word. Many people will go back and do your own search on the word definition of this word, but the intellectual would typically mean it gives you an understanding, the mutual understanding when you have the differences. It will give you a strength to understand the situation and take an appropriate action. Now, this definitely requires all of the previous things. It definitely requires keep. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry would not get that maturity. It is so often that we see a lot of differences come up. Let's say if you're doing a project with somebody for 1 week, within first day, you will find out that you'll have differences. I know that you have knowledge. I know that you got an experience, but think the other person equally comes with a similar experience, similar knowledge. Now, how do you handle? You have a difference. How do you handle that is with your intellectual. When you have this, you will have a reasoning and rational. You will put yourself in the other person's shoes and think, okay, if he is saying so, where is he coming from? What is he trying to say? What is he trying to solve? Once Albert Einstein said, he thinks world thinks of him so intellect, so smart, so knowledgeable. But he said, well, I only stayed longer with the problem. Many people move on because it is a problem. He stayed with the problem. That is what intellect people will do. Figure out how do we solve that. Now there are two things here. Smart people will fix the problem. Intellects will solve the problem. Now you want to decide whether you want to fix the problem or solve the problem. Fixing the problem would mean fixing for that moment. The problem might reoccur anytime. Solving the problem would mean going to the root of the problem, figuring out how do we solve that. This is what intellects do. So I want you to have that ability through your intellectuality to see the world. How do we fix those things? How do we solve those things? Now, it's not easy when you have all of this. People will not buy in. People will not accept that easily. For example, as an interviewer, I will meet hundreds and thousands of people in an year. Very smart graduates, people who have got passion, education, experience, and all of that. Ultimately, what we would also look, what I mean by we is the companies or the organization or the industry. What it would look at is the talent. Now, there is also a lot of weightage given to the talent because that is the world's most valuable resource. Industry care for the talent. Show it. If you think you got something different in you, you got to show it in the interview. There's no point in you show it when it is not needed. You have to see the situation, put the best out of you, put your talent so that the world will buy it. For an example, it took some time for us to recognize the talent in A.R. Rahman, right? He went to London School, Trinity School of Music in London. He worked hard. He got his academics done. He came back. He started giving assistance to other directors. Then suddenly there was somebody who recognized the talent. Like I said, everybody's got a talent if only one could recognize. You will definitely find somebody on the way who will recognize your talent. Just because at times the talent is not recognized, do not believe that you do not have talent. You definitely have a talent. Just look for that person who will recognize it, and you'll definitely find it. Once your talent is recognized, that's it. People will believe that you are that unique person. That is UP. The next slide. Well,
We are in talent.
so the talent will definitely make you a unique person in the world. You are unique person. If you don't believe me, you just look at your fingerprints. Well, that's only a technical terms, but as a person, as your personality, as your values, as your contribution to the society, in every sense, you're unique. And world will soon or later recognize that. We'll have to recognize that. I'll just give you my own example. When I came in for an interview with my company, First American India, I was one of many who was interviewed. During the interview, I was asked, what do you really want to achieve by taking up this job? Everybody will say, I want to contribute to the company. I want to do well for myself. Well, those are the typical answers, and everybody wants to do well in life. My vision was that I want to be a taxpayer to the society. I want to be a taxpayer to the government. I had that vision for the fact that throughout my schooling, college, and throughout my 15, 18 years of education, I was lucky to get free boarding and education throughout my academics. So there were people who helped me out because my parents could not. There were people who came forward, helped me bits and pieces. And then I thought, all this while I've been in the receiving end, I want to be towards the giving end. I want to give back, right? So there is a famous saying in the music world. I'm sure those who know a little bit of music, there's a person who we call it Sangeeta Pitama, that is Purandara Dasa, who was from Karnataka, and he's the one who came up with the curriculum for beginners in music. Now he wrote a poem that said Kereya Neeranu Kerege Challi, which means you'll have to take the water from the ocean and you'll have to contribute it back there. So what you're taking from the ocean is nothing, and what you're contributing is whole lot of thing. So that is what I thought. I just told that I want to be a taxpayer to the society. There I was, I got a job, not only because for my vision, for my talent, because I was the only person in the entire company then in 2011 who was 100% visually challenged, meaning who cannot see 100%. When I was interviewed, I told them I can give you a presentation with my laptop. So there were a lot of questions. They wanted to test me out. I said, please throw your questions. And I took all the questions and I answered back because it was easy, because I had worked hard for 15, 20 years. And I know that that would shape my life, rest of my life. Well, what I'm trying to tell you is you got to have this mantra of keep it up. Build yourself strong by keep, K-E-E-P. Go and show that knowledge and talent out to the world by IT, so that you stand out from the crowd someday. World is full of crowded place. You got to stand out from the crowd. Only then you are recognized. So dear friends, this is keep it up model. Now let me just briefly highlight again how this can help you down the line, or what is that you need to do right away to immediately put this into practice. Now, people, I mean, all of us go through different phases in life. All right. If you can just highlight the first slide. All right. So if you look at how the journey of life will be, we will all have different phases. When you got to play, you got to play. There's a saying again: all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. When you got to play, you got to play. When you have to study, you got to do nothing but study. When you work, you keep your focus on the work. So when you do what needs to be done at that phase, you will definitely excel in whatever that you're doing. For example, if you think in academics, you can focus on only experience, I think you're moving away from your focus. Or if you think knowledge is all enough in academics, then again you're wrong. At academics, got to keep your focus on academics. When you excel in that, that is what will take you to the next level. So we have to realize those phases. Now you guys are in the academic phase. I'm telling you honestly, I'm not trying to scare you. When we meet people in the interview, we feel a lot of scarcity, lot of inadequate talent in the market. That is probably because they want to think about the job when they are studying. Well, when you are studying, focus on studies. So then we also see those who are in job, they focus on making money. And those who have made money, then they realized, well, all this while, I think I've left my passion behind. So guys, these are the things that will be extremely, extremely critical when you leave the campus. I know that your college is doing everything possible to make you go out in the market and say, well, I am a proud product of Sona College of Management. I am sure you will someday. But for that, you got to focus on what is at hand. If you're in the campus, be studious, be student. When you are an employee, you got to be an employee. With that, I would assure you that these ingredients for you to get onto the corporate ladder will help you find your path easily. And I really believe you will find your job and hope our path will cross again. You will certainly rethink about, or not just rethink, redefine. Now, keep it up is my model. This is what I have lived, I have practiced. you can come up with your own, right? It's not always that Keep It Up will always work for everyone. And I assure that it will work for most of us. You can also redefine this model for yourself. And before I move ahead in my next few words, I would like to check if video is possible.
Okay, yeah, I can do that.
Let's quickly look at um, a man of ignited minds. That is none other than our own space scientist that India is very proud of, and our own President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Now, this is the man, I believe, he fills in all of these ingredients. He was appreciated, his experience is appreciated for what he's contributed in the space. His knowledge is extremely remarkable for what he's done as a teacher and a professor, and as a passion, what is done for the country as a president. Now, I wanted to present a couple of his advice to students. Vikram?
Yeah. Should I play the audio?
Yes, please.
But not sure if people will be able to listen.
Let's try this out. Guys, let's try and see if this is working. If not, I want you to go and check this out yourself. Let's try that and play.
Just a moment. No, we are not able to listen. I have joined the call.
You're not able to listen?
No, we are not able to listen.
I can listen.
It's not coming. Probably can give us the link to the students. They can probably take a look at it.
Okay, so they're
I'll
not able to
suggest
hear.
that. So there is a technical difficulty. We'll stop this audio. All right. Yeah, you're on.
Okay, so looks like we have a technical glitch, but that shouldn't stop you from taking a look at this clip. We're going to share it across. Do listen, if possible, listen to it multiple times. Students like you ask Abdul Kalam question, and what are his answers for those questions. I think these are extremely relevant. Do take a listen to that. Now, with that, I would be happy if we could open it up for Q&A, Vikram.
Yes. Yeah, you're right on time, Wasim. 11:40 now.
Oh,
You
okay.
have 20 minutes. So Ashok, over to you.
Yes, sir. People, you can ask your questions in chat box.
So how do I open it? Show conversation.
Let your floodgates of questions open.
Okay. And till we get the questions, just wanted to give some highlight about Wasim. Wasim is very adorable person in our company. So he's known from the new joinee till the CEO level. So he's not only recruited when he's a senior lead or their working for recruitment team. He is also a Veena player. So he has performed a lot of programs in Mysore, and he's been kind of playing it everywhere across Karnataka. My earlier plan is to get him to the college for a guest lecturer, but I thought you will use this moment because of this current situation. And his current profile at our company is recruiting the senior people. Probably you would have heard about succession planning on your subject. So that's what he takes care of, and he also look after senior positions in software. Yeah, that's short note about Wasim. So just want to check in the meantime, are there any questions?
Thanks for that nice words, Vikram. Feel free to ask us anything under the sun.
Yeah, to the best of our knowledge, we'll be able to share it. It was 1, 2, 3. Looks like there is nothing.
All right, looks like I've spoken too much. This is what you guys are telling me.
No, sir, no, sir. It was actually everything you said was very clear.
Okay, I'm glad. I'm glad.
Uh, we can wait for a few more minutes that people come up with
Sure,
the.
sure.
What is the hidden techniques in interview? That's the first question asked by Jay Jesh.
What is?
What is the hidden techniques in interview?
Oh, I've heard hidden talent. I've never heard hidden techniques. Anyways, let me answer that. Well, if somebody is trying to ask you hidden questions, then I think he's not a good interviewer. But questions got to be straight and simple. This is what I believe in. Well, the the reason why I don't believe in hidden is because the interview would mean that exchange of views. Now, views cannot be hidden. This is my view. I believe driving car. I mean, you know that no car has two side steerings. One could be in India at least we have right side steering, and in some of the, for example, in the US you have left side steering. So one is one is a view of driving the car from the right hand side. One is on the left hand side. Now we got to accept both the views. If you're driving it from the right hand side, you got to follow that particular traffic rules. If you're following the left hand side, then you got to take the left hand side traffic rules. As long as you're exchanging view honestly, that is a true interview, right? And that is when I get to know the interviewee well, and interviewee will get to know the interviewer well. It is not only the interviewer will have to ask question. It is equally on interviewee also to ask questions. If I am as an interviewer doing the homework, studying the resume, interviewee also can study about the interviewer and the company and then come for the interview. So it is a myth that interview means only interviewer will ask question.
Okay, thank you, Wasim. The second question is, how about job opportunities in the current pandemic? By Bala.
Thanks, Bala. I've been seeing a lot of reports, and it's going to be mostly be affected in the startup, midterm, and an unorganized sector. All right. So far, it hasn't hit the IT that much, but it is also cannot be ruled out that it will not affect. We will see the slowdown for sure in IT as well, but in other areas, it has been very, very badly hit for the fact that um, factories and industries had to shut down completely. And another worst thing that has happened is labor's migration, right? Now, this is a huge. For example, today itself, I was reading a report in one city in Gujarat, Surat alone, about 17 lakh people have moved out, which means that those many people had an employment opportunity in that city. Imagine if people had to leave that city and uh, lack of um, lack of laborers, right? It's going to be huge, and these people have gone back, and you don't know when they will come back. There was another report I was seeing in the unorganized sector. Those who have gone back to their native places, it is very difficult to get them back, and it might take 12 to 15 years for us to get them back and get them back on our feet. So it is indeed a tough, but we will have to see how each industry will come out. For example, each sector is different. Entertainment is different, management is different, manufacture is different, textile is different, right? So each sector will have to find ways on their own to come back and into normal, new normal.
Okay, that was a quite lengthy answer, Bala. Vashi.
Okay.
Okay, third question asked by Lakshmi is how to manage ourselves in a tough or in a high pressure situation.
That's a very good question. This is what most of us go through. Now, this is why I brought up this model. When you have the intellectuality, that will always help you. Something called as GP4, right? Goal, plan, prioritize, and present. Now, let's say you have a task in hand. Your boss will come and tell you, I want this in 2 days. Try and see if you can do that in 2 days. If you can do it, well, accept the challenge and deliver that. If you think you cannot, walk up to your boss and say, look, this seems to be tough. Probably I would not be able to do it in 2 days, but I'll try and do it in 3 to 4 days. So there, you're trying to come to a mutual understanding, you and your boss. This is where your presence of mind and intellectuality will come in. Right? Try and follow that. It's easier said than done, but I'm sure that will help you.
Yeah, thanks, Vasim. Next question is from Yoga Lakshmi. Right now, there is a big tragedy for interview.
Big tragedy for?
I'll repeat it. Right now, there is a big tragedy for interview. We really do not know how to handle this because we are freshers. Then how to prepare ourselves for the upcoming interviews?
All right. So, couple of things you need to do. Just understand what is that interview for. Is this a noise from me?
Yeah, just hold. Yeah, you're perfect.
Okay. Let me just check.
It's fine now.
Okay, okay, let's leave it on noise. So try and understand what is that interview for. If you understand that, you'll have to know, do I have that skill?
Hold on, I'm very sorry. There is.
Yes.
Ashok, is it causing from our side? Someone unmuted.
Sir, like it's from you.
Can everybody go on mute, please? I'm sorry for the delay.
Thank you. I think the noise is better.
Yeah, now
it's better. Go on.
Thank you. All right. Sorry, what was the name? Yoga Lakshmi.
Yoga Lakshmi.
Yoga Lakshmi. Sorry. So Yoga Lakshmi, you need to figure out few things in order to prepare for the interview. You need to figure out what is that interview for. Is it for the job? Is it for the academics? Is it for something else? And try and understand the nature, right? When you do that, then you look at what is that? What is the expectation? Do I have presentation? Do I have the communication? Do I have the skill? And finally, does it fit into my goal? Does it fit into my passion? Now, when you answer these questions, your your confidence will naturally come up. Okay, I have these things, I can attend the interview. Then you will have to go into an R&D. You got to know the company, know the interviewer, and come up with the hypothetical questions. What are the questions they might ask? What am I to expect from them? Do that bit of an R&D. And when you do that R&D, then you're 75% sure of making through in the interview. Now, the last thing that you need to get away with, bit of nervousness, because this could be a first time interview, this could be unexpected question, this could be an embarrassment moment that you think of. Now, those things, you need to leave it behind. You need to go with an attitude, I am going to put in my best. The rest is not in my hand. Or the rest is in the hands with the decision maker, whoever, the God or whatever. When you think too much about the results, you tend to panic. You just prepare yourself and give it your best shot. I want to quote my example again. When I gave my interview, when I was in college with another company, I don't want to name it here. Well, it was tough. I did my best, and I did not get through. Let me just name it. That's okay. So it was an Infosys. So I gave my interview, and for some reason, they felt I don't probably fit in. No, I don't probably fit in not because I did not have something. I did not fit in. Probably they did not want a resource like me. So therefore, it is the other end. So do not worry too much about the results. If you can minimize that, and I think there's no obstacle for you to crack that interview.
Sure. Thanks, Vasim. So there are also other questions which just queued up. Next is from Shivaramakrishnan. The question goes like this. Choosing the sales and marketing career is in this pandemic, is this a right decision?
Okay, so I am not that clear with this. Any job, if you think that is your way forward, I think nothing should stop you. Nothing should stop you at all. Probably why you are asking me this question is you may move around in the pandemic areas. You may get in touch with people. Is that the question aiming at? In that sense, it is okay to pause. It is okay to pause, but it's certainly not to change your mind.
Yeah. Next is from JS Sangeeta again. What does corporate expect from freshers nowadays?
Oh, that is $1 million question. We expect a lot of things. Okay, so we would typically expect 3 things. One, your academics. Do you justify your marks versus your knowledge? Sometimes we see people have good marks, but they wouldn't explain in the interview. Number 1. Number 2, the learning ability. Let's say I am throwing a new thing at you, which you wouldn't have come across in your life. Now, how do you handle that new thing? All right.
சொல்லுங்க sir.
I think person Uma, you have to go on mute, I believe.
சரிங்க sir.
Ashok.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mute her. You can proceed.
Yeah.
Right. So what is shown on the paper versus what you acquired during your academics. If you think 99, then you have to be like a 99% holder. If you are a 50% holder, you can be that. So sometimes what we see is they've got good marks, then they don't show up like that in the interview. Now that is a big concern. Second, as I was saying, learning ability. No, you cannot learn everything in your graduation course, but certainly that academics should give you a confidence. If any new thing comes your way, you should be ready for it, right? So are you ready to pick the new things up. Third is, of course, do you have the passion for it? If I give you, if you give you a task to do it in 2 days, will you be able to show that in 1 day? Now that goes with the passion. I think these are the 3 criterion that every industry, not just where I come from, but any industry would look forward for.
Great. Keeping the conscious of timing, you have 2 more questions. Are you good to take?
Sure, I'm good.
Okay. So the next question is from Idris. How should you tackle your nervousness when facing the interview for the first time?
Oh, okay, another good question. Simply don't care about it. Right? Don't care about it. I'll tell you what happened. So long ago, and I have been to US when I didn't know English. When I wanted to go to US, I took a translator for the visa interview. So the person in the US embassy asked me the question in English. The translator will give me the translation. I will answer. I was so nervous. What happened was that US embassy gave me a lesson. He came out of his chamber, and I was called out. He put a hand on my shoulder and said, "Don't worry, language is only the means, right? What you want to say, you can anyway say without a language also." So most of the times people be nervous because of their confidence, language, and knowledge, right? So if you don't worry about these things and just go out and still say whatever you want to say, I think that is how you can kill it. There is no other way. Another example that I want to give is, if you really want to swim, you want to get out of your comfort zone and get into the water. Only then you can kill the water phobia. Only then you can learn the swimming. Otherwise, you can master all the theories, but you will never overcome the water phobia. Right? So don't care about the nervousness. Just say it however you want to say it.
Great. Ashok, just a quick check before we proceed on.
Yes,
We
sir.
are good to continue and extend for another 5-10 minutes. Just want to check about students.
Okay. Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah, done. The next question is, some interviewer broke our strength and confidence. What do we do for that situation? Kalai Arasan.
Okay. Yes, I mean, those are really bad interviewers, and I do come across those people. I think in that sense, you can teach them a lesson. As I said, everybody's talent. And as I said, it's not only interviewers should ask questions, you can also ask questions. Let them know that you did not probably live up to his expectation, but you will come back again and you will not give up there. I just want to add in one more example just for Kalai Arasan. Kalai Arasan, when Steve Jobs, have you heard of him? Apple CEO, he is no more now. He started a company in his own garage. He did not have a place. So he started his Apple company first time in his own garage. When Apple became somewhat established, somewhat stable, the other management people threw him out of the company. Now imagine you have started your own company and somebody else will throw you out of your own company. It was such a demotivating. What happened was, he knew that he's not going to give up. He know that he will not stop there. He went ahead with whatever he was doing. And what happened was, few years later, he came back on board and again became CEO. And it is his ideas and his leadership is the Apple seeing the profit today. So it is that kind of situation at times we do come across. It is very important that we need to hold our passion, hold our maturity, and continue.
Great. That answers the second question as well. The last question for today is from Lakshmi.
I
Is
get we
col-
got another question from Lakshmi as well earlier. Is that so? I
yeah,
think so. Okay.
correct. This is about sorry, is college environment and job environment are totally different. Why? Because we are studying many subjects in college,
Mhm.
but these subjects are not being used in job environment. Please explain about it.
Oh yes. It is so true. I also learned that in my college days, as I gave my example during my presentation. It is so different, all right? And there are few institutions I've seen even today. We don't use Notepad that much, but we use Microsoft Word so much, correct? So people teach Notepad more than Microsoft Word. Then I think it is high time that we need to rethink on those kind of curriculums. At the same time, colleges have become very smart these days. They don't just let you be in the classroom. You have the access to huge libraries. You have an access to different industry for the internship. I think that is where the experience E will come in handy. You got to go in with some sort of an experience, even if not complete experience. You should be in a position to talk to the interviewer. I know this. I have an idea about this, at least to that extent. All right. So do acquire an experience, observe others' experience. Not necessarily that you have to get experience yourself. Talk to people who have got that experience. Figure out how it was like, right? So that should definitely help you. But that is a very, very valid question. We should minimize that gap during the college and education system. It also should take a note of that.
Yeah, I think that's the end of the Q&A. Probably, Wasim, do you want to give your personal ID so students, if they have any doubt, they can get in touch with you, or if you want, you can also give your contact number,
Certainly. So,
whichever suits you.
oh, certainly. So I really respect questions and I really welcome questions. Like I said, sometimes you don't get all the knowledge just by the presentation. You will have to dig the knowledge by asking questions, right? So do ask question. The more you ask, the more you acquire knowledge. I think asking is very, very, very important. So do ask. To me, Vikram, anybody within the college, anybody who has the experience, walk up, ask without any nervousness. Do not worry. Don't care about nervousness and all that inferiorities. Just ask and get your answers. We would welcome your questions. If you want to write to me, you can write to me on,
I'll write the email ID. You can tell me.
yeah, it's waseem.hello@gmail.com. That is waseem.hello@gmail.com. It's very easy. waseem.hello@gmail.com. I look forward for your questions. And before I wind up, I truly thank you guys for your time. I enjoy as much as you guys do enjoy listening to me, and I truly thank the college management, professors, and alumni, my colleague Vikram, all of you guys for giving me this opportunity to talk to you guys.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. The session was so informative. Thank you for inviting us. And thank you, Mr. Vikram, for your support.
Thank
Our
you.
pleasure.
Ashok,
Yeah,
I can also send the PPT across to your email ID.
yeah, okay.
The
We'll
email
share
ID
it.
what you have sent, just in
Yeah,
case if you need it as a reference, and the YouTube link what Wasim was talking about.
yeah. Okay, sir. That would be helpful.
Sure.
Sure.
So can we have a count how many people have attended?
Just a minute, sir. Around 35 to 40 people come and go, like.
Okay, but when he saw that was 47 some
Yeah,
point
yeah.
in time.
Now
All right,
it's 30.
got it. Sure. Thank you, students, and then hope to see you in college soon, along with Wasim. I'm trying hard to get him there.
Thank you.
One day I'll get him there for the.
Happy to see you guys if you could make it.
Yeah. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.